Good morning. This is Navy Old Salt Gamer. I'm doing a voiceover today. I started a new one. Let's go ahead and get my video running here. I'm going to do a new world, and I haven't tried this yet, so I'm going to do Europa. I've done Europa, but not at the stationery level and the brutal level. So the first thing I notice on this is you don't get any oxygen. Now, it's an oxygen atmosphere, so it's not too big of a deal, but it does change my plan a little bit. Because I gotta have something to refill my oxygen tank before it runs out. I do make a couple silly mistakes in this episode. You always do on the brutal level because you're rushing. It wasn't a bad starting area. It was nice and flat. That's a first. Usually it lands me on a mountain. And I started over this episode once because it landed me like at the peak of a mountain. And I couldn't find my crate or anything. So here I am, I'm turning down, trying to save as much air as I can. I see some people in brutal mode turning their air on and off until it hollers at them and then turning it on again. Yeah, that would drive me crazy. So I'm trying to save battery, so I'm turning my temperature down as much as I can. That way my AC is not overworking. And trying to find a semi-flat spot to start. And I'm kind of using the same layout that I used on Brutal Vulcan. Probably not as important at this level, but and just setting up my enclosure. I'm not used to jumping. I'm used to Mars, and on this planet you jump and you go like really far. And you'll see that a few times where I'm like, whoa. Trying to organize a little bit. Just start doing, like I said, doing the starting enclosure. There's my first little mistake. I'm making an idiot. Through my welder. And I tried to jump. Of course, it detached everything, so. Now, I found this to be easier than Brutal Vulcan. It's still pretty difficult. Main problem, as you'll see later, is power. The coal just saps your batteries really fast. And I missed a couple frames there. I knew I had extra frames, but I said, well, I'll just see what's going on here. Here's my starting enclosure pretty much done. Trying to clear out my hands a little bit. Always a problem at the beginning of these. And I dump these out in here because they have a tendency to fly around in the low gravity. And if you bump it the right way, you'll launch stuff into orbit. Not really, but there's the arc furnace. Get my photo lathe set up. I want to put it in the center because I'm trying to consolidate space a little bit here in this. But putting it in the center of the frame there helps with my plan in the long run here. And there's the elevator. That's a half decent start. The power now, because you can see I should have turned my light out and I didn't. And that was a mistake too. I don't need my light here. And I should have saved the power. Maybe set up my power run. I got pretty close to running out of power in this episode, literally. And I was kind of surprised because I got set up the way I wanted to pretty quick. And you'll see later, I get my 3 windmills going, and then the wind dies. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I spent like a whole night with no wind. And was struggling with batteries, swapping them out. But I think I set it up pretty good. It's just the game mechanics said, watch this. It's pretty much the way I think I set up my Vulcan area. No, I didn't use windmills because you get plenty of sun on Vulcan, but you don't get a whole lot of solar power here. I try and go with the windmills pretty quick. There's another one where I jumped too far. And my roller ball was giving me troubles today too. I don't know why. So there's one wind turbine and the solar for what it's worth. Of course it's dark. But that's what they give you to start with. And I figured I better might as well put these down instead of carrying them around. I'm going to expand this area anyway, so keep it a vacuum for a little bit once I get enough stuff together. Now, mining starting on this one wasn't too bad. There's enough ore around. I've had maps where you can't find 1 or 2 different ores that you need. And you're like running around like a maniac trying to mine. I don't use flares very often. I think I do here in a little bit. And of course I throw the wrong stack when I do the flares. The second time, I think. But they do come in handy, and again, I should have been doing better light management. There's everything out of the cart. There's another bad jump. I just wanted to get everything kind of put away. In hindsight, I should have put that one higher. But it worked out okay. Oh, I did put it one higher. Never mind. Empty in my hands. Put that in there, drop that, drop that. I'll hang on to that. Okay, so here's where my first chance at mining, and of course it's dark. And I'm like, well, where can I drop a square? Let's drop it right here at the doorway. And I wanted to put a couple more out, but I was going to put one on the roof, and then there I just threw my 20 flares, and I'm like, oh, well, oh. If I throw that one there, grab the spare ones. And I say, well, time to go mining. And of course I do my ceremonial chuck the mining pick, which just takes up a slot. And you see the gold right next to your base is like a bonus. And copper like this. Although I do run short of copper, it's not a big deposit. The gold pretty much lasts me. And I figured, well, I might as well just keep mining it, but it keeps showing up. I'll just keep mining it. You only get 2, sometimes 3 per ore chunk. Oh, there was a 3. So 2 and 3. Mainly 2 though. Another 3. Oh, okay. Doing pretty good. There's some more copper. Of course, gold takes forever to mine. I'm trying to find my bearings and see if I can find some iron and copper. This gives me a little bit more of search. Note the place of the coal there. That might come in handy if I ever have time to make a solid fuel generator. Nope, wrong stuff. Wrong stuff. Iron. Or nickel, I mean, there's some iron behind me. I think this turned out to be a pretty good one, considering it was buried in some of the nickel. A lot of it pops up here like, oh, my goodness. Now, the one thing you notice here, the way I have my air set up and the way Europa is that your waste tank fills up fast, but certainly not as fast as it does on Vulcan. I'd be changing my tank by now. It's hard, not as hard as Vulcan, but it offers you different challenges, which is kind of cool. Like not giving you an oxygen tank. I'm sitting there looking at my oxygen tank going down, thinking I need to find a way to get some oxygen. And I think I'm looking for more copper. And then I kind of say, well, I got some copper, I can make some things, but I probably at that point should have continued shopping for, or mining for copper. 14 isn't going to hold me very long. Yeah, I'm trying to save batteries, but I'm like, well, it's pitch black. I kind of need it now. The first couple daytimes on this, it was hardly, they didn't last very long. It was short days. And I'm stealing my other batteries, thinking this way, the ones I won't need, I'll have handy. And as you can see, they're discharged because it's just a temperature thing. And then you got the debate, well, do you charge those or charge the one that's in there? Because, of course, that's pulling power, and now I'm discharging my battery. I should have did the copper at this point. I threw another iron in there for some dumb reason. I think I noticed that later. And I'm just kind of killing time until I get the stuff I need. Yeah, here's where I said, oh, iron. I thought I put the copper in. The goal is to make the windmills pretty quick, but I'm trying something different here that I've seen some other people do. I'm going to stack my manufacturing stuff on top of each other, which is, like I said, I've never done that before. You see, I'm already thirsty. And here is where the no wind starts. And it goes for quite a while. Kind of annoying. Because, you know, you really got to get your stuff going. I'm watching my battery and charging there. Kind of just maintaining. I'm trying to decide if I should keep smelting or turn it off.
Power low.
That's enough gold, so that's why I stopped it. Now I can forget what I made first. I probably should have. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I had to make that to make the windmills. It's a windmill. The windmills are made in an electronics printer. I don't think I started smelting again because this battery drops like a brick while I'm making that, and there's no wind. I'm hoping the sun comes up pretty soon. I was trying to, I manually aimed the solar panel as best I can once or twice. There, it's finally lighting enough to turn my light off a little bit. I should have watched the batteries closer at this point. 63, 62, 61, go down fast. And of course, the printers take forever. I'm not even 2/3 of the way done yet. It's actually worse with the wind when I put the other windmills up. I've got 3 of them up there, and I actually start getting less charge. Kind of holding its own there. And I messed this up too, which I'm letting go when I put the electronics printer down. I let it go because I'll fix it later. But I thought I had it in the right position, and I didn't. Looks like it's in the right spot, right? It's one too deep. I didn't notice it until I started finishing it all up. I don't remember if I mined it or not, not yet. What's the copper? That's what I really need. Oh, maybe I didn't see it. Oh, I know what I'm looking for, silicone. Then I see some oxygen, I said, well, I might as well grab that. And poof, the light switch for the sun comes on. I'm looking for silicone. Still looking for silicone. Finding anything, everything but.
Hydration
And I see in the
critical.
distance here, there's some. I gotta make the plastic sheets for the electronics printer. And you got the Brutal, you get 2 plastic sheets that you need for your auto lady. So that's enough. Let's go make some stuff while we can. Here's what I say, you know what, let's get as much of this sun as I can. And it's a good thing I did too, because if I didn't do this, I'd have really been in trouble. I'm afraid you're going to be throwing the whole time. Next on my list. No, I think I might, yeah, that is something else. And then while I'm waiting for that, I said, let's go do some more mining. And then I remembered the gold over here, I think. And there's some copper too. Can you imagine on Vulcan how many times you would have had to change the waste tank by now? I'm only halfway there.
Temperature critical.
And here's what I still drink. Now it's an oxygen atmosphere, but it's cold, so the only thing you gotta really worry about is the cold
Temperature
temperatures.
low.
Right about here's where I notice that my electronics printer isn't in the right position. It's after I finish building it. And I say, well, I'll just do it. Okay, let's go wire it up. Yeah, let's go wire it up. And I walk to the side of the wire and I'm like, oh, crime. Well, too late. Something that'll be corrected later. Now I dump everything. It's now windmill time. And you notice my light's on. I could have had my light on or off all day. It saved quite a bit of battery. Matter of fact, I think the battery, I'm not paying attention. battery in the charger dies while I'm doing this. I might be mistaken, but I got the other printer on too, which I didn't notice till later. Quick adjustment on this, get what I can out of it. $110 watts. Yeah, here's where the battery goes. And I still have the autolave on. I should have turned it off. Yeah, I just noticed it. And you notice my print failed because the battery died on me. I had to start it over again. Now this is daytime. I got the solar panel aimed and I'm still discharging. It's blue-red, so that means it's discharging. And I'm like, well, let's move this a little bit. It's sunsetting. Oh, man. Well, that's a waste. It's a percentage check here. Okay, that battery is at this percentage. I'm debating because now, see, my battery is at 20. And all my batteries are kind of discharged. I'm thinking, do I need to charge the other batteries? Oh, this is going. But I wanted 2 of those, so I left it printing. Or 2 more, or 1 more after this one, of course. So, this is one of the good things about doing a voiceover. You know, I could, and here's what I'm looking up and like, oh man, the solar, I put the other windmill up there, and not even any wind now. Look at it, barely turning. Going down like a brick. Swap it out so to make sure that this comes out. There we go. Actually blowing pretty good right now. It's like every time I hook up another windmill, the wind goes away. I got a blue battery at least. What I should have did is put my large battery that's in my suit in there. Right now I got all 3 things running at one time, which
Hunger caution.
at night is probably a mistake. You see, is this where I do my hydraulic printer? Yeah. You got to do this to get pipes and to set up your inside. I'm thinking 3 windmills. And everything is still just charging. And that's just about done. I was going to stop it, but oof, that helped. Turn it off. 17%, 61, 59. Now that's with 3 windmills. I was thinking in the back of my head, do I have them wired up wrong? And then I looked up. The wind.
Power critical.
Yeah, here's where I had to swap out my soup battery because my soup battery was dead. So there's a lot of battery shuffle going on right now. Sort of holding its own. Nope, went down. Not even halfway done yet. Where's the wind? There's 2. Well, it's at 50. Not much better.
Power low.
Now my soup battery's at half, but it's a small battery. That one's dying. I gotta switch that one out. And that's still going down like a brick. So I have one battery left in my tablet, I believe, which I end up using eventually also. But I do manage to get this printed. There it is, yep. I pull that out and then, well, I'm gonna need it. Oh, it's going up. Hey. Looks like it might actually, there we go, the wind picked up. I still gotta charge my other batteries, so pop that on and it's still going up. There we go. That was kind of a panicky time frame with my soup battery dropping like that.
Power critical.
Just in time. Put 2 more plastic sheets for the hydraulic printer. Nice way. You really got to get this done. You got to get the pipes for the inside. If you notice, my oxygen's below 2 megapascals now. And I don't have a tank that I can just drop it in. I'm starting to think, well, I better get some stuff set up. Now I'm looking, I don't have enough cables to reach to the end. I also need cables for the inside. At least my large battery's not flashing anymore. I only get 10 out of this and then I'm out of copper again. Okay, so that's hooked up. I'm like, oh, what? Why did it stop? No copper.
Power low.
I think I have enough to get the important stuff wired up here. Because I should, yeah, I said, well, that one doesn't need to go straight right now. I used to do that. Pipes. kind of need the pipes even before you need the doors. But the doors don't do you any good until you get the pipes. And I don't have a ton of iron, so I'm trying to figure out exactly how many I need. Now this is the first time I've done this trick too. I've seen other people do it, and I just have never done it. And I decided, you know what, instead of wasting an iron, let's break a pipe, or whatever it is for the passive vent. It doesn't take long to start complaining too. I think it gets liquid at this temperature. The oxygen might turn to liquid. Take 2 of them off, turn around, and very quickly, oh, that was the easiest I've ever done that. And I still have an extra pipe too. I'm like, cool. So there's my makeshift passive vent. So now I need a few more pipes, and I'm adding up in my head how many I need. I think it worked out almost perfect. I think I did 6 total here. That did pretty good for me. I see some people separating their exhaust from their oxygen source. I didn't go that route. The only hiccup it gives me is I needed an extra filter, which is fine with me. But now I'm still looking at my oxygen tank thinking, and I gotta eat too. Now I hurt my lungs doing this. I guess it's like super cold at night or something.
Oxygen low.
But it's like, it'll go away eventually. Either that or I'll take a pill. Giving me a couple seconds to recover. And I'm just, since I'm in here, I'll just go ahead and drink what I have left.
Oxygen critical.
But that's taken care of for a while. You see my lungs turn red there. Well, okay. Whatever. Yeah, I'm thinking I need to turn my light off, but this isn't going to work.
Power low.
Of course, my large batteries, or none of my batteries, are really charging that well. And that's why. I said, well, instead of doing anything, I guess I'll go mining. Because I don't have enough power to run stuff. I was hoping there was more copper over here. I think I only found one. Yeah, that one. Well, I think that was mine down. I don't like wandering too far away from the base at this point, especially with batteries that are at 27%. And look at that. Nothing. I get like no charge. I thought it was supposed to be windy on Europa. Don't need that yet. There's fire. Take that. I don't spend too much time mining. Usually I won't film the mining, but it's kind of important. On the opening days, you have to mine the appropriate stuff. And you notice my battery 6%, so I'm kind of like in a panic. And then the sun comes out. That turn my light off. I got 3% left. Ah! I really don't have a good battery, so I just take my large one. But I am charging now, so that's a good sign. I think I'd go up and readjust the solar panel again, too. Yeah. Be nice when I can get some solder and stuff and set this up automatically. Of course, you always go the wrong way. 50-50 chance. Yeah, 100 watts again. That's pretty much what you can get on this planet. And of course, now the wind starts blowing too, and I'm thinking, yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, if we've got a full small battery. It's like, well, that's not going to charge in there. Could have put it in the other one. I think it's time to make the doors. You know, at least they didn't give me iron walls here because they're kind of useless. I mean, actually, you can use iron walls, but they didn't give me any. Even in Vulcan, they give you iron walls. I wonder why they didn't give me any iron walls. Pressure's not that high. That's why I finally decided to swap my large battery and get that charged. Here's more of my steel. One door. Two doors. Okay, that's one too low. I need the wrench. Put one more up here. I don't remember what I'm printing here. I do a whole ton of mining in this episode, that's why I didn't worry about not putting it in there. And of course I hit the wrong button there. I'm like, I just put that in there. And what do? Take it back out. We'll call it cables. I could take that. No, I can't take that frame down because I have to rebuild it. So probably pretty early in the next episode I'll fix that stupid screw up I made there. And I'm out of iron or copper again. But now I can do this. Suck all the air out. And then I go to use this and I'm like, oh, that's right. I took the battery out. Okay, I'll just look at my KPA and wait till it goes to nil, and there we go. Then I go to use this, and I'm like, oh yeah, I took my battery out, but there's one of the 16. And we close that. Now it's a vacuum in here. So now I can vent my tank. And this is what I decided to do. I vented the tank, and then I dropped, because it's warm in here now because of the tank, and I dropped that. And that increased the air pressure to an adequate level, kept the temperature at a good enough level. And I could open my helmet. And drink and eat while I'm in here. So I got my living square up and running. Now, when I do this, I'm thinking, boy, I hope the pipe doesn't break. And I'm like, I gotta fill my oxygen tank. That's my next goal. So, lock my helmet, suck the air in there, and I'm thinking, boy, I hope it holds it all. And it did, so we were fine. So now I got my oxygen and my waste tank mixture in there at a half decent temperature. It's not ideal, 3 degrees, but it won't hurt me. So now my next thought is I gotta get my, I left that on, and all my batteries are almost full, so that's actually okay. Time to go mining, huh? Pretty late in the day. It's gonna get dark. You know, lots of coal. There's some miner. Take that, I think. Yeah. And there's some copper right up at the top of the hill there. And I'm sure it'll turn dark on me here. And I still got that small battery in there because the large one wasn't charged completely. And I decided I'd leave it in there. But you know, as soon as you turn your light on, with the small battery, it goes drains away to nothing. But I have to turn it on here pretty soon. I need to get another stack of iron. And it's a pretty good copper vein. I don't know how much I got from it, but it wasn't bad.
Power low.
Got a couple more oxygen just in case. Turns out I didn't need it. More copper. Trying to keep my bearing. I have a bad habit of getting disoriented and completely losing my base. But luckily I could see the silhouette of it. So I got a stack of copper just about, and a stack of iron. Wasn't too shabby. Batteries are in half decent shape. I think there's one more step that I gotta take care of because I'm looking at my oxygen tank and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. I kind of knew it all along, but I knew I couldn't get away with one episode without a sneeze. I make a utility. And I make a canister too, I think, and I probably, maybe I didn't. I thought about making a canister. I don't remember if I did or not. I really didn't have to if I did. I guess I didn't. And there's a red battery. Quick, turn things off. Red battery. Swap it, swap it. There you go. Now I left the vacuum in the inside, so all I gotta do is, this is pretty quick, just vacuum out this section, which goes fast, wait till it goes to nil. And I can put that up there. And I can't see these crazy things. I thought that was right. And of course I put it backwards and I'm like, son of a... And I'm thinking, boy, I hope I have enough battery. But it takes a wrench. So I survived it, but I can't, with my color vision, I just can't see these things very well. I'm red-green colorblind, so that's pretty much green, to me anyway. Here's where I make the canister, I think. And I didn't really have to do this. I'm not sure why I thought I had to make a canister. I think that's what I'd make it, yeah. I really didn't have to make a canister. And now, since I'm using the method I'm using, I am going to have a nitrogen filter because I melted ice. So there's nitrogen in the air. So I'm going to need that. And here's where I finally think, how much does that have? That's not enough. I have to detach this twice because I only have one. So swap a battery, which are fully charged. Do that again. Go to no. There you go. Take this off. Open the door. Close the door. Put it back on. Now that's still full. So I said, no, I wonder.
Air tank critical.
Whammo, I got 8 megapascals in there. I'm like, cool. Awesome, but I need that. And I just dropped that. And I don't actually have to do anything in here with this time. I'm full, so I just... Yeah, I was hoping I didn't do that. Well, it would have been a vacuum anyway, so no big deal. I wouldn't have vented any air out, but that wouldn't have been smart. And I think that's where I ended here. I look around a little bit, think, well, I got my space set up, got my oxygen refilled, batteries relatively charged, and there you go. So that's episode 1. We'll see you at the next episode.